Pope Pius X called St Thérèse one of the greatest saints of modern times. And it's true that we have a special love for her in our community. We love her spirituality, her little way. And our community founded a house in Lisieux. And from that house there was a special event that started in 1992, where our first international session or pilgrimage in honour of St Thérèse took place. And during that session there were talks and there were times of prayer. And during one of those times of prayer there was a talk about St Therese's desire to do good on earth after her death. She had said that to her sisters before her death on the 30th of September in 1897. She said, "I will spend my heaven doing good on earth." And that after her death, her sisters would of course miss her, but as she said, "Don't worry, it'll be like a shower of roses." And so, to take her at her word, one of the lay members of our community, Dudu Calins, decided to do something very special at that session. And as the people had prayed and listened to the teachings of St Thérèse, he threw down thousands of rose petals upon the people who were gathered in the basilica. They threw them from above, and this shower of roses fell on those people, and it made a big impression on them, as you can imagine. And then those people were invited to take Thérèse at her word that she wanted to do good on earth, and to write her a letter in which they would entrust to her all of their intentions, all their desires, their wishes, their hopes, with the faith that because she was in heaven, she could intercede for us. So since that event in 1992, all of our houses around the world have taken up the flame, you could say, and organised these evenings in honour of St Thérèse, which became called the Rose Petal Evenings. And during that time, we do the same thing. We pray, and here in New Zealand we have a special office of Vespers or evening prayer, composed especially in honour of St Thérèse. And then after that there's a talk on a particular theme, and then we come to that part where we invite everyone to write a letter to St Thérèse, which we keep preciously for the coming year, and then in September the following year we send those letters back. And for a lot of people, they've forgotten their letter, they've forgotten what they'd written, and it's exciting to be able to open that letter and to see just how St Thérèse has responded to our prayer, how she has obtained graces for us, how the Lord has been at work in our life. And it's not a magic thing, it's really inspired by our faith that she's our sister in heaven, that she wants to intercede for us. And so why shouldn't we take up that offer of hers and allow her to do good on earth? It gives her joy and it gives us joy too. And here's my letter from last year, and I can't wait to read it.
St Thérèse is one of the most beloved saints of the 20th century, and even today her message is very relevant. She made holiness available for all, and in a time where that wasn't at all like this, and there were this movement of Jansenism, and it was all about justice. So she gave the message of mercy, and she became in 97 a doctor of the church because of her very message and because the science of love which is proper to St Thérèse. And she has been widely known for her little way of trust and love. She's also the patron of the mission, which is really interesting because she never went anywhere. She lived and died in her Carmel. She was a cloister sister, but she had a missionary heart, and she wanted the fire of the love of Jesus to spread throughout the world. And she had this burning zeal for that the love of Jesus will be known. And therefore she gave her life for the missions, and she has become the patron of the missions.
So of course we want you to share in this grace too, and so we invite you to join us this year at St Theresa's Church in Riccarton on Friday the 2nd of October at 7 p.m. for our St Thérèse Rose Petal Evening 2020.